GSL Season 1.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the 2026 GSL Season 1 Round of 12 Group A broadcast. We are back. We just wrapped up with the winners match, and Rogue, he's advanced on in first place out of Group A, and now we are here to determine who is going to be eliminated first in Group A as well. We have Percival and Solar. Percival, he went down to Rogue earlier in the broadcast in a very short, very swift series. Likewise, Solar went down to Zaun earlier as well, and now one of these two players is going to be stepping out of GSL. Let's go. Oh, the smooch. Let's go, baby. Let's go. As we have Percival once again just engulfed in the darkness. The smooch is overtaking. In comparison to Razzicata Solar, who's embraced in light. True. Let's get true. There it is. So again, we have our two players here. One of these two is going to be knocked out of GSL, and this is a rematch. If you missed it, I do recommend the VOD. So we did cast the GSL qualifiers last week, and we actually casted these two in the qualifiers, and Percival did defeat Solar. To qualify for GSL. Percival, he did it last week. Can he do it this week again? Can he cause another upset? Bearing in mind that Solar is a veteran in StarCraft, in GSL, Percival, he is a bit of a newer face. He's much more inexperienced, at least when it comes to the GSL stage, and we'll see how he performs here and now. I feel like Percival, he wasn't really able to embrace and get into his own game against Rogue. He was able to end the games real fast and real quick with all-ins before Percival could really spread his wings. I will say that he should have an easier time against Solar. Let's go. Let's jump on in. As in the top left-hand corner of Mothership, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And in the top right, we do have his opponents. We do have the South Korean Zerg player. It is Solar. Let's go. Let us go. As we are settling into our game. We are settling into our series. Once again, to reiterate, Percival, his strengths lie in the mid game, and remember, he never got there. He never got there against Rogue. He was just hyper aggressive and hyper all in, and Percival, he just wasn't able to play his own game. He wasn't able to play any StarCraft, baby. Could not even play. We'll see if that trend continues here. We'll see how Solar will adjust. Solar, he's a much more standard player. That's why I mentioned that Percival should have an easier time against Solar. Not saying that Solar's an easy opponent, but saying that Percival can actually play to his strengths against Solar. True. Can play to his strengths. So now we are going to be building up. We do have our hatch pool open out of Solar. Delayed gas. Interesting. Delayed gases here out of our Zerg player. Later gas means most likely earlier tech. So we're thinking earlier Roach Warren, earlier Lair instead. How does that kind of come together? How does that make sense if you're delaying your gas? Well, delayed gas means we're skipping link speed. That's usually what that means. We're going to be skipping link speed and going for an earlier Roach Warren or earlier Lair, as we're going to be spending that gas elsewhere. Here we go. Oh. As we go, as the first rebuilds move out across the map, bearing in mind we are on a 3-player small map, and Percival, he does find Solar. Does find him, does poke in. Right, we're locked in, Pappy. But does poke in, does disrupt some of the early game here, but overall Solar, he's maintaining himself. And again, we're most curious about where that gas is going to be spent. Again, we're looking for either an early Roach Horn or an earlier Lair. Eyes are on Solar. We do see that Percival is checking for the third. Third is suspiciously delayed, so no third expansion. Third is late. Lings they poke in to disrupt the initial opener. Going to be shut down. And no third expansion in sight. Again, this is very unusual, very unorthodox for Solar. We're reaching up to 3 minutes. We're almost there. Solar, he has 100 gas. And there it is, fast lair. As we mentioned, it's going to be a 3-7 lair timing, 307. Very early on, hyper aggression. With the early lair, we're leaning towards either a Roach all-in or Spire play. Technically, this could be a Link Queen Nidus all-in, I suppose. True. We got a couple of options. And Percival, he hasn't seen the lair itself, but he sees no threat expansion. So he knows, like, he knows that something is wrong, something is amiss, something doesn't quite fit here, and Solar is going for a Roach all-in. Roach 1 is on the way, and just like with Rogue, what we saw previously in the previous series, this is lining up in such a way to get the Roach Horn out and start Roach speed as quickly as possible with that fast lair. So fast lair into fast Roach speed, into a fast Roach timing, into fast Roach all-in. Let's go. Percival stats the pieces together. As you mentioned, this could still be this could still be like a Link Queen Nidus all-in. It could still be 2-base Muta. So Percival, he has to confirm, and he might just sacrifice. He might just dive. Nope. Pokes in, pulls away. Percival is deflected. Do we hold on to a scan? Do we burn a scan to scout? It's always a risk, right? It's always a risk, always a gamble. Does scout the third base is finally on the way. It is late. It is delayed, but there's a third. There's that Roach speed, as we mentioned. So fast Roach speed. Percival going double eBay, getting to his own 1-1-1. I'm still concerned for Percival, as Rogue he'll soon commit. And +1 carapace. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the same build that that Rogue went for in game. Was it game 1 or game 2 against Percival? But it was the same build. I mean, I say that it was a 317 lair timing, I believe, is what Rogue went for. So 317. I think it was game 1. But that also began with the proxy hatchery, so it was really unorthodox. It was like regardless. Percival's moving out. He's trying to be active somewhat at least. Bearing in mind that because of the build of choice, Percival, he's vulnerable to the Roach Ravager, and Solar, he's getting ready for his all-in. You can see he's amassing more Roaches, more Ravagers as well. Upgrades are almost done. Speed just now finishes. Carapace still on the way, and you can see that Solar's not droning. Solar, he's not droning. He's cutting workers at 52. Cutting workers early. And it's soon going to be go time. And again, Percival, he is vulnerable to this all-in. He's got his first tank on the way. Depending on the positioning, maybe Percival can hold on, but here comes Solar. Solar, he's pushing. Solar, he is moving in, knocking down that front door. The first tank has arrived, but it's on the high ground. We got to reposition, and that's what 1, 2, 3, 4 free depots. First team is revealed. Tank on the high ground. Nice tank shots. Okay, very nice tank shots. The Wilds. Yeah, you can see the tank reposition. Ravagers, they tried to go for the piles. He's now moving in. While on the ramp. Ooh, nice splits. Nice spread. Yeah, nice spread here, but so many SCVs are going down. That's going to be 16 dead SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. Behind this, Solar's droning. So unlike Rogue, Solar, he's droning up behind this. So he's not 100% all in. He's droning up. He's saturating. He denies the third base. He kills 16 SCVs. He contains Percival on a low base count, while Solar drones up heavily behind this, getting up to 70 workers and working towards the pit, working towards what should be safety infestors. That should be. Again, efficient trades here from Solar. Percival, he's desperate for damage. The desperation, baby. The real question becomes, are we ever going to see any Ling Bane in tonight's broadcast? Are we going to... against Bias specifically. We did see Ling Bane against Protoss, against Down earlier. But it's been heavy Roach Ravager play. Marines, they stim in. They do get one of the Ravagers. You can see Link speed is on the way, +1 carapace. We are switching from the initial Roach Ravager all-in into Ling Bane Roach Ravager with Infestor support as well. Here comes that Hive. The big power spike for Solar should be Ultra Tech. Should be Hive into Ultras. You see that Hive is in production. and Ultra should be on the horizon. And because of all the economic damage that Percival has sustained so far in this game, the ability to take up into Marauders, into Ghosts, into Liberators is not really there. Like, again, like Percival, he just has to recover, has to stabilize first, and by the time he does, ideally Solar has his Hive Tech ready, has his Ultras ready, and there it is. There's that Ultra Cavern. Again, Roach Ravager as an opener into Fast Hive screams Ultra Tech. The Ultras are coming. And it's going to take a while for the Ultras to come online, but it's going to be a very strong power spike. And again, the likelihood of Percival being ready for the Ultras is very low because of how difficult the early game and the mid game has been, because of how shaky it's been. Now, it's not impossible. Percival, he's being active with the drops, and there's a world where if he can get a mineral line, if he can kill some drones, get a mineral line, maybe even get into the main, and maybe even snipe some tech, then there is a way for Percival to recover. But again, things are heavily in favor of Solar here. Like Percival, he needs damage. Here, he trades well against some Lings. He does get into a mineral line. 6 drone kills, not bad. 9 drones, 10, 11. Oh my god, the focus firing. The target firing. It's a rough trade here. 12 drones go down, not bad. It is some damage here. It's okay. Not amazing though. We need more. Like this is a good start. I shouldn't downplay it too much. Like that was a good start. 12 drones. But Percival, he still needs more damage. The issue is that he lost a lot of Marines in the process. And right now he's in a position where he can afford to throw that away. He's not on 4 bases. He can't afford these trades. So it's still very shaky. So very shaky. It's still a dire position for Percival. He's now moving in. Dancing with the army. The Ultras are revealed, of course, and now we're pushing. Yeah, Solar's maxed. Solar, he's maxed out. This is his power spike. And what is it to defend? 0 Liberators, 0 Ghosts. We have 11 Marauders. That is nice and all. Like, that's good. But we need more than that. Oh no, the medevac. Ooh, medevac goes down. Yeah, job is dealt with. Here comes Solar. Fungal does graze. Does graze the army. Tanks are exposed. 1, 2 tanks go down. Yeah, brings down 2 tanks, bringing down the 3rd tank as well. Army is split, army is spread. Ooh, the fungals are connecting. The biles as well. And Solar's overwhelming. He's overwhelming the army here. Catching out another tank. Liberator finally arrives. But this is after Percival's lost his main army. Yeah, the main army was lost. Nice snipe here on that Ultra. And Soul's still rallying. He's just still rallying across the map at this point. Yeah, he's rallying across another fungal. More Marauders falling. Again, there's a way directly into the natural. And Solar, he sends it back. He takes out another tank. Yeah, more tanks are going down. Busts into the mineral line. Yeah, he does bust in. With that Percival, he's barely holding on to that natural, but he'll still lose every worker at the 3rd. 29, 30 SCV kills, insane damage. And even though Percival, he's quote-unquote holding on, like, it's still not enough. Yeah, it's still not enough here. In the end, Solo was still overwhelmed. And again, this all just came down to the early game. It just came down to the start. It came down to the early Roach Ravager all-in from Solar and just how much damage he had dealt. It was enough to cripple. It was enough to cripple Percival, and it allowed for this follow-up Ultra timing to excel as well as it is. To excel, to overwhelm. It was the 1-2 punch, Bappy. As you mentioned, there was potential with Percival's drop play. There's always potential with that, but again, not enough. 12 drone kills was nice, but not enough to recover. In the end, it was not enough. Whack-wise, Morling, run-wise, Morling, counterattacks. I mean, first of all, he's hanging in there as best he can. Applying some pressure, being somewhat active, maintaining his fourth at least a little bit, but it's still such an uphill battle. It is still looking dire. Yes, here comes the final push. Now we've built up to what, 5-6 ultras. Lings they move in once again. Percival just doesn't have the supply to defend multiple locations at once. Doesn't have the supply for it. Even going for the CC. Oh my god, he kills! He kills the command center. GG gets called, and Solar, he will take game number 1. GG. GG well played. Solar, he will take a lead in the series, and Percival again having a rougher start here. I feel like Rogue has exposed some vulnerabilities. Rogue being hyper aggressive and hyper all in his matchup, we have some kind of like tendencies. We have some echoes of that here from Solar, also going for the same build that Rogue went for previously, going for that early Roach all in, going for the early lair into early Roach timing. Of course, the difference here is that Solar did transition out of it, whereas Rogue doubled down. But again, so far, rough position here. Game 2 is going to be a Winter Madness. Game 3 is going to be a Ruby Rock. Oh boy. We'll see if Percival can bring it back. Again, I'm hoping for the ace match. I want to see it back and forth. So far, tonight's broadcast has been nothing but all-ins. Nothing but all-ins, which has been the trend when it comes to recent meta in StarCraft. A lot of all-ins, hyper-aggression. Hoping that mold is broken here, but we'll see if Percival can get into the mid-game. We'll see if he can. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. It is Percival. Top left, we have the South Korean Zerg. It is Solar. Here we go. We have Percival, we have Solar. We have our 2 players here. Solar, he is up in the series, of course. He is 1 game away from making it through into the decider match, into that rematch against Down. Here we go. For now, though, we are going to be opening up. Do have our openers at least. Once again, as we mentioned previously, Percival, he thrives in the mid game. He just hasn't gotten there at all against any Zerg opponent tonight. Against Rogue and Solar, they've both been going for all-ins, both been hyper aggressive, and Percival just cannot get into a comfortable and a stable mid game. But this map does favor Percival. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness, this is one of the more defensive maps in the map pool. Larger map, defensive map. The likelihood of Percival getting into the mid game with a stable economy is much, much higher here. Is much higher, and Solar goes for a hatch gas pool. Standard opener out of Solar. This bodes well for Percival, and soon we'll be able to see what he's made of. We can see how he made it to GSL, how he brought down Solar in the qualifiers. This is Percival's time to shine. This is his game. We'll see if he can lock in. We shall see. Yes, from here we're just going to be droning, saturating, building up into our early game. We do have our racks into factory here from Percival. Do apologize for sometimes the quality dipping down. It just keeps happening randomly. Like it's a little bit annoying. When it comes to the clean feed, I'll try to stay on top of that whenever I notice it. But the quality has been inconsistent. I'll do my best. In general, they do have some interesting settings for the cast. I don't know if you noticed, but they have some effects turned off. It looks like some of the shading is a little bit weird as well. It's what we're used to. Regardless, Regardless, we are going to be opening up. We do have our initial third base being taken, of course. And meanwhile, we have a proxy starport out of Percival. Okay. This is often something reserved for TVP, but I believe the goal here should be to go for a Hellion drop. I believe it's for a Hellion drop into the natural. We'll see if we can commit something more sinister here into a tech lab. But yeah, this is different. This is different. This is unusual for the matchup itself. Yep, it is going to be the Hellion drop. 4 Hellions, they can one-shot drones. And there's potential, but this is a big risk. It's a big gamble. We'll see if Percival can pull this off. We'll see if he does pull this off. Hellions are amassing, waiting for the medevac. Lings, they will miss the proxy, just barely. Just barely does miss. Oh no, he sees, he scouts, he knows, and now he can get ready. Yeah, now the Queen should be getting in position. It was a big risk here from Percival. He gets found out. And now likelihood of getting any damage done is quite low. Oof. And it's going to be lower here. I'm loving the Roachworm response. Now, okay, there's a lot going on. For now, the Hellions, they rotate, they look for a way in. We do have the drop into the mineral line. Queens are keeping up. Drones pull away. Good reactions. Roachworm gets scouted. Now, the reason why the Roachworm is a really good response here is because of a couple of things. One, a standard 1-1-1, where's that lead? That leads into Banshee play. It does allow for Banshees. Here, because of the proxy medevac and because the starport right now is in the air floating back home, there are no Banshees. So Roaches can excel. Roaches can excel. Lings get us around. Oh, they get on top of the Marines, getting on top of the SCVs as well. Yeah, 4 SCV kills. Hellion drop back into the mineral line, gets 1 drone, only 1. Medevac is low. Yeah, the medevac is getting low. In the end, Solar, he does come out on top. And Percival, he's vulnerable to a Roach push. As Roaches are amassing back across the map. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Percival delayed his third TC. It's just out on the way. Very late third. Very late third expansion here. So Percival, he's very committed on 2 bases. Bunkers are on the way. Percival, he at least saw the Roach horn, so he knows he's vulnerable. And I love this out of Solar. Solar knows he got scouted. He just sees the bunker and he drones. Solar, he's droning, he's taking. He made a handful of Roaches, but he's not going to commit. There's no need to. Like right now, Percival, he's hyper scared. He's hyper defensive. And Solar's just droning. Now's the time to drone to get a 4th base to tech up. Roaches, sure, they're applying some pressure here. Tank production has been delayed. We'll lose 1 Roach. This breakout will force a reaction. Catching out 1, 2, 3 Roaches. 4 Roaches, not bad. 4 Roaches go down. Sully has to get the hell out of here. 9 more Roaches in production. Building up his Roaches. First, he rotates. And he rotates over. Delays the 4th, dropping into the main. Percival, he has potential. Solar, he's trying to keep up. And he's trying to. Drones are going to be going down. Now, we spoke about this at the start of the series, of course. Percival, he does thrive when it comes to drop play, and so far, 3 more drone kills. Not bad. He's finding damage. He's dipping in, he's finding damage. He's being more active. Catching an overseer. And we'll see if Solar can keep up. Again, Solar's still in a better position. He still has more drones. He has better saturation. 4th base. He's building up his Roaches. I'm worried. I'm worried for Percival when it comes to a main Roach push. I'm very concerned about that kind of situation, about that timing. Until then, it's on Percival to slow this down. Oh. There are just too many Roaches. Yeah, too many Roaches at this point. And you can see that Solar's not droning. Solar cuts workers at 67. That's a 3 base all in. We're cutting workers at 3 base saturation. 4th base just for larva. And Solar, he's just massing up Roaches. He's going for 1 massive push. And I'm not convinced here that that Percival can defend. We'll see. Here comes Solar. Solar starts to drone. Never mind. Solar, he pivots away. It's a large army, yes, but Solar doesn't max. He could have. If he wanted to, he could have maxed out, but no, Solar, he's got 7 drones on the way and the infestation pit. So Solar's taking up towards Ultra Tech, I would imagine. Solo's taking up, and yes, he's applying pressure here, but he doesn't have his heart in it. But now he's just poking in. Remember, Solo's joining, so he doesn't commit. He's just poking, which means Percival, he has potential. He has a chance here to counterattack. He's moving out with his double drop, chasing the roaches. Solo's out of position. And Percival, can he get into the mineral line? He's running for it. He's rushing. Can he get in? Ah. Takes on 2 overlords. He does make it to the base. Gets a couple of drones. 2. Only 2 drones. Dropping into the main. The Solar, he is ready. Nice transfuse. Solar, he's holding his own. Reinforcements have arrived. Ooh, Fungal does not land. And Percival, he pulls away. So Solar, he has defended behind this. Solar joining up to 80. Taking up in a hive. Plus 1 melee's on the way. Bailing speed as well. As you mentioned, these are the signs of Ultra Tech. And Solar, for the most part, is still in the driver's seat. Nice catch. Nice catch on the Infestor. Liberate Harass here into the 3rd. Again, Percival is being hyperactive here. He's being hyper aggressive. He's trying to find whatever damage he can. You can see dropping to the natural, dropping to the main base, liberated towards the 3rd. Like, this is like good harassment here out of out of Percival, but he's just so far behind that Solar, he has plenty to defend. Solar's maxed. Solar, he has plenty of supply to work with. Plenty of supply. Percival going for the main push. He's moving out with his main army against Solar. He's maxed. He's got a couple of infestors. He has fungals available. Ideally, Solar, he wants to engage ahead of time, but we'll see. Yeah, tanks are exposed. 2 of them were unsieged. First one goes down. He just takes down the first tank behind this, rebuilding more Lings. Going for a massive counterattack at the same time. Not much of them to defend. And Lings are breaking through. Yeah, they're breaking through. They're getting us up the tank. The tank will go down. Catching up reinforcements. Not much economic damage, thankfully. Oh, the Liberator, though. 7 drone kills. Very nice. Okay. 7 drones going down. Drop into the natural. Does slip in. Percival, he's clawing his way back into this. He's trying to, at least. Ultra production has, or Ultra Cavern is on the way. There we go. Ultra production has begun. The Ultras are out. Massive fungal. Ooh, he gets caught. Yeah, Percival, he gets caught out. And you can see Percival, he still has not recovered. This entire game he's been building up after the early game, after the initial aggression. He's not there yet. Yeah, Percival, he's not there yet. Likewise, neither is Solar. Solar, he's still waiting for his upgrades. No kindness plating, no +3. Ultras, they're not ideal, not yet. Does find the tank. Tank goes down. Solar's main army's pushing in. And it does push forward. Catching out the tank, pushing in towards the planetary. And this planetary should fall. Yeah, barely they crash into the mineral line. Massive connections. Takes out the SCVs, shows the vials. Not on the planetary. Okay. Planetary does survive. Percival, he's holding on. He does give chase, catching out some of the Ravagers. Not a bad fight here by Percival. He does hold on, but he still lost 9 SCVs. At least he saved the planetary, though. Okay. He holds on to his base. He holds on to his economy. Upgrades still just not finishing. Now, can Percival stabilize? He's stabilizing. He's getting there. He has been taking some better fights. Ooh, fungal lands. Liberators, they punish the Ultras. They try to. The Ultra's going to be going down. Nice pickups here by Percival. We get some decent pickups. Here he kites back. He takes out another Ultra. Like, these are efficient trades. And that bank that Solar once had isn't there anymore. The maxed out army that he once had isn't there anymore either. Like, Solar, he's kind of bled out his army and he failed to break the fourth. And now suddenly Percival, he has a comparable economy, if not greater economy. He has his fourth base fully operational. Percival, he weathered the storm. Like, there was a big window in time here where Solar had the advantage, but not anymore. That window is closed. That window is closed. Percival, he has survived. He's stabilized at this point. And I would say that the momentum is now swinging in favor of Percival. At this point, the Ultras are not cutting it anymore. The Ultras, their era has come and gone. And now Soul's being outscaled. He's got one Ultra, he's got a couple of spell caches. We can see that switch into Mass Corruptor. We have +1 fire attack on the way. It looks like Solar, he's thinking about Broodlords. It looks like he's heading in that direction. But I believe there's no Greater Spire. Yeah, no Greater Spire. This base is going to go down. The Percival, he's maxed out with a more efficient army. Soul's in trouble. He's losing bases. Here comes that split push. Here comes Percival. Cleaning up all the Zerglings. Mine shots going off. Massive connections. Cleans up the Lings. Yeah, Lings are being cleaned up. Solar still stuck with mainly the Zergling army. Only a couple of Ultras. And the Bio army is just overwhelming. Yeah, with that, Percival is breaking on through. We have too many Corruptors. Like, a lot of supplying Corruptors here can help deal with some of the Medivacs. But the ground army is lacking. And very much so. Ooh, massive mine shots. We have a couple of Ultras trickling in. More mines popping up, dragging the army through the mines. And Percival, he's out trading. He's out trading, Pappy. Oh, we'll take some bows to the face. Yeah, some of the bows are connecting. Solar trying to hang on here. Let's catch a couple of Medivacs. Couple of Medivacs go down. Fungal does graze the army. Better Fungal, but no follow-up. Again, the Ultra count just isn't there. There just aren't enough Ultras, not yet. We have 3 more Ultras in production. Decent Fungal. I believe that was the last one. Yeah, no Fungals left. No Fungals left. Percival, he sims on forward. Cashing out the final Ultra. There's 5 Ultras in production. The base is falling. And Solar's struggling. Solar, he's struggling. He cannot stop the tide. He cannot stop the main army. Ultra's now coming in. He has the Ultras, Pappy. He's holding. Oh no! Oh my god! Massive mine shots. Mine shots mainly of the Overseers. But the ghosts have arrived. The snipes are here. You can see Percival, he's still just rallying everything across the map. He does not want to back off. He broke the expansion. Now he's rotating to the top side. He be rotating. We can see Solar peeling off some Zerglings. He's going for another run by. Committing a little bit more towards that southern base. We've now built up to 3 Ultras. Snipes, they're connecting. Gets 1. Snipes, they get 1. They get a second Ultra. It's good, they're so low. The Ultras are so incredibly low. Lings, they do force a lift. And here we go. We do have some final snipes. Down to 2 Ultras. Down to 1. Down to 0. Yeah, 0 Ultras left. Again, there's barely an army standing here for Solar. Fungals are the chain Fungals. Oh my god, the Veilings. Massive Fungals, massive connections. Solar, he's holding. It's still very close. It's still very clutch. Solar barely hanging on there. Insane Fungal. If it wasn't for that, he might have just died then and there. Even now, trying to drag the mine shots into the ghosts. Percival, he wins the fight. Breaks on through. You can see how close this is. You can see how barely Percival is breaking through. Still rallying. Meanwhile, bottom left is getting up and running. We need that planetary. So you have a bit of a lull. Yeah, Solar is going for another, what looks to be another Ling run by bottom left. Yep, there it is. Lings are moving out. Planetary's not done yet. This mineral line will, it might fall. Percival, he's in position though. Yeah, he is in position. Wow, good read here by Percival. Oh, he actually goes for an entire army rotation. Interesting. Okay, so Percival, he backs off, he alleviates all that pressure. Very nice mine connection. Nice mine shots. Now, this rotation from Percival does at least allow him to finish up his planetary, so he does maintain his economy. And we can see that Solar's out of position. That's a full mining base as well. Solar he has to evacuate. Ooh, bleeds out 13 drones in total. That's including the mine drop on top right. 14 drone kills. And another hatchery is cancelled. Solar, he does not have a bank. Remember that. No bank for Solar. Here, Percival rotates to the top side. Another big rotation. This time Percival is maxed out. Bearing in mind he does have the greater army. We're heavily reliant on fungals here. The snipes gets one. Baileys are rolling in. They try to punish. It looks like they will. Oh, the clumping. Oh my god. Yeah, clutch Bailey connection. Clutch would have mine, I should say. Yeah, mine shot goes off. Solar still holding on. Again, heavily reliant on his Link Bane. He's heavily reliant. Yeah, snipes are going up. Percival's pushing top right. I mean, it's been impressive that Solar's been holding on for this long, and he might even take down this planetary. Oh my god, the target firing! Yeah, clutch target firing with no repair. Yeah, no repair on the planetary. Planetary goes down. Percival, he will lose a very crucial mining base. Oof. Percival, 16 SCV kills. He'll lose 16 SCVs and the expansion. Percival, he plummets in supply, and without that base, Percival, he cannot maintain these trades. Solar, that one counterattack may have just been it. Finally, some counter damage. Percival's hurting. He needs to rebuild. He needs to build back up. So from here, Solar, he's now maxed. He's maxed out with his Link Bane army. He's got a couple of vultures in the mix. As you can see here, 0 spell casters. There's no vipers, there's no infestors. It's a very mid-tier army, but hey, it works. It's maxed. It's very mobile, at least. That is true. It's a much more mobile composition. He's got 110 Zerglings. Oh, the mine shots. Oof. The mine shots popping off. Nice snipes. Catching out one of the ultras, down to 2. The mine shots are brutal though. Yeah, what do I say? Just keep on connecting. So many Zerglings go down. We go from 110 to to 50. No, 60 Zerglings going down. And Percival trades well. He's been trading very, very well, at least against the Zerglings. He's been trading efficiently. Likewise, more importantly, he's been left alone. His bases. The bases have been left untouched. Percival, despite losing all those workers earlier, he's recovering economically. Has been recovering. Which both players fighting for their expansions. That's an off-center planetary. Let's go. There we go. Repositions. Solar collapsing in. Percival, his main army is actually towards the top side. Yeah, Percival, he is exposed. There's all the ghosts. The ghost comes in for the surround. Yeah, collapsing in the army. Ghosts are falling. Getting one so far. Forced to lift. And takes down the expansion. 20 SCV kills. Again, Percival, he was off towards the top side. He was out of position. He missed the rotation. Losing 2 expansions. Oh, Fungal coming in. Can he land? Oh, cannot land. Does wander into the scan. Nice snipes. And Percival, he will at least take down top right. So there's at least a bit of a back and forth here. Doesn't get the mineral line though. Doesn't get the drones. Mineral line to survive. Solar still maxed. And this all comes down to whether or not Percival can expand. If Percival fails to expand from here, I mean, that's game, right? Like, he just cannot sustain himself. He cannot sustain these trades. He needs the expansion, and Solo, he knows this. You can see him focus and fixate on this base as well. Solo waiting for his moment. Ooh, nice scan. Scan catching at the Infestor. Solo collapsing in. Okay, does collapse forward. Ooh, Mind Shield's get dragged into the army. Ghosts are being chased down. Ghosts run back to the mineral line. Balins get into the mineral line as well. They chase down the Ghosts. They try to cloak away. No, there's detection, and with that, the final army gets cleaned up. And Solar, he has done it. He breaks the main army. Takes down every single Ghost. Percival, he plummets in supply. Technically, Percival, he survives, but he lost everything in the process. Down to 5 Marauders. Let's go. 5 Marauders remaining, down to 38 SCVs. Once again, it just comes down to the economy. And that final base will fall. Yeah, there's no saving this planetary. Not like this. No saving either planetary. And remember, this is the elimination match. Percival, he may have defeated Solar in the qualifier, but here we saw high progression from Solar excel, both in game 1 and here in game 2. To be fair, this game did last much longer, of course, and Solar, he was forced to get into Ultra Tech. He had a big window, a big power spike. Percival, he was very impressive, surviving that Ultra timing and surviving the storm and stabilizing eventually to the point where even Percival was out trading. He was out trading. He was in the driver's seat for a good portion of this game towards the tail end until he started losing bases. Right, once planetary started going down, I mean, then he just lost control. He lost control as he could not afford those losses. As Percival, he lost base after base. He lost the expansions. Oh. Mind Shield's going off. Despite that Solar, he does break the main army. Now pushing into the final bases. Here came the production. Again, there's just barely anything remaining. We're coping a little bit, Pappy. As again, Percival, he was coming in as, you can even argue, the favorite player, but GG gets called, and Solar, who will claim the series 2-0, eliminating Percival from GSL. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Percival. He's out of GSL Season 1 of 2021, and Solar, he will advance on to the decider match to have a rematch against Zound. Zound, if you recall, he took down Solar earlier in the broadcast, earlier in the group. Zound did bring him down, and now it's time to get his revenge. Or is it? We'll see. We'll see if a Solar can bring it back here and can get his revenge. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult here. Zound was looking quite powerful, quite strong in that first series, but has he revealed his hand? Did he already reveal his preferred style? And can Solar adapt in time? We're here to find out. We're here to find out here. But regardless, GG well played. Solo he'll advance. So my condolences to Percival. Again, Percival, he had a very amazing, he had a very strong showing in the qualifiers, making it this far. But as we mentioned previously, Percival, he was not able to really showcase his skill and showcase his strengths in this series. There it is, Zound versus Solar. Oh no. Oh no, what happened? What happened on the production? Oh, should we be showing them, by the way? Like, they're not... There we go. The production broke for a moment there. We're going to be coming to a break. When we come back, we'll have the final series. We'll have Zound versus Solar in the decided match. See you soon after the break.